Thanks, Kelly. Yes, the memories, like the sunburns, are still right there on the surface for those who spent Friday and Saturday taking in the state track action at the Community Bowl. But even though the temperatures couldn't have been much hotter for this time of year, the athletes, like they usually do, still rose to the occasion. Let's start our recap with the Class A girls, where in the throws, Grand Forks Red River great Shelby Frank would capture her third consecutive discus title with a toss of 155 feet 11 inches, a mere 37 feet ahead of second place. The sophomore would also win the shot put to complete the throws double for the first time in her career. Elsewhere in the field, if the heptathlon were contested at the high school level, no one would come close to Bismarck High's Blythe Ehrman Trout. For the second year running, the Demon Senior would place top 2 in 4 different field events, highlighted by a successful defense of her triple jump title with a 38.5 effort. On the track, we had a few surprises in the distance events. Emily Goldaddy of Century was ranked 5th in the 800 coming into states, but she drops a 2:15.69 to win the title. Goldaddy would also take 3rd in the mile behind fellow freshman Megan Ford of Jamestown, who picks up her first career state win. Ford was favored to take the 2-mile as well, but Bismarck's Maddie Shirley Fairbairn had other ideas as the Demon Junior would capture the 3,200 3 years after her last state title victories back in 2015. In the sprints, 2018 was all about Fargo Davies Rose Gay. The Eagles star would pull off the sprint triple, winning the 1, the 2, and the 4, while being named Senior Female Athlete of the Year for Class A. But as strange as it is to say, her efforts were only a small part of another unbelievable state meet for the Davies girls, who would score in 18 of the 19 events contested and win over half of them. Rose, her sister Rosalind, and sophomore Emily Johnner would go 1, 2, 3 in the 1 and the 2, while the Eagles sprint hurdle team would do the same, with Kaya Beal capturing her 4th straight 100s crown. Davies would sweep the relays as well, winning everything from the 4x1 to the 4x8 and setting another state meet relay record in the process. And they excelled in the field too, with Kaya Schneider taking the high jump, Michaela Jelseth winning the jab, and Alya Kretschmann claiming her 2nd straight pole vault title. All that greatness adds up to a new North Dakota state meet record of a ridiculous 222 team points and a 3rd consecutive Davies State Championship.
There's a good foundation that we've been trying to build, and teams have been creating a culture since 2014 and 15. It's rooted now. Kids know the culture, they perpetuate it. Young kids learn it from them in a hurry. And so I think we've built the foundation that hopefully will help us continue to be vying for a state title each year.
In Class A boys, legacy freshman Caleb Larson entered state meet weekend as one of the rising stars in the North Dakota track scene, and he would finish Saturday as a 3-time state champion. After winning the 100 by 1/100th of a second over Chris Keister of Mandan, Larson would go on to cruise the titles in the 200 and the 400, becoming the first Class A boy to win all 3 sprints since Century's Landon Yoakum back in 2014. Not a bad way to close out your first year of high school. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the field events were all about the seniors going out on top. Austin Wolf would pick up his 2nd straight high jump crown. 2-time platinum champ Adrian Davis Aguilar would win his 1st state long jump title. Dane Allen would gut through a bad hamstring to take the triple jump crown. And Liam Ogren would win the javelin, carrying on a long tradition of outstanding Red River jab throwers. But the senior who had the best weekend was Century's Levi Rocky. A heavy favorite to repeat in both the shot and the disc, the Patriots star would win each going away with a 168.8 disc throw and a 58 feet 1 inch shot put effort to pull off his 2nd straight throws double and earn Class A Boys Senior Athlete of the Year. Rocky's teammates would answer the bell as well. Mitch Honeyman would finally get the better of Bo Brannon in the 800, beating the Legacy star with a platinum time of 1:53.68, while Evan Seiler would win the 2-mile, take 2nd in the 1600, and anchor the Pats to a 2nd straight 4x8 title. Century would also win the 4x2 and a new all-time state record and claim the 4x4 as well. Those victories combined with great depth all over would bring the Patriots back to the top of the team podium for the 3rd time in the last 4 years.
The time and the effort they've put into this outside of the season, and multi-sport athletes being involved with structured off-season training, just preparing for this moment, and just hats off to our kids to put that hard work to practice this weekend and have some pretty good performances, and it feels good for our team and our coaches, and it's a great way to end the season.
There were a number of record-setting performances this weekend in the Class B girls ranks, starting with Park River Fortville Lankin, who would crank out a new meet record in the 4x1 with a big-time anchor carry from former state champ Beatrice Jelland. Also on that relay team, senior Elena Schwartz, who would defend her 300 hurdles title in a platinum time of 43.50 seconds, one of the top marks in North Dakota girls history. In the distance events, the remarkable comeback story of Thompson's Lana Crack took center stage. After struggling all of last year with exhaustion brought on by anemia, the junior would rebound this year in a huge way, winning both the mile and the 2 mile and taking 5th in the 800, a great story of perseverance there. Coming ahead of Crack in that 800, Hillsborough Central Valley's Gracie Wright, who would claim her second straight 800 title at the head of a 1-2-3 finish by the Burros. Wright would also anchor HCV to a win in the 4x8 and finish her decorated prep career by helping set a new state meet record in the 4x4, enough to earn Hillsborough Central Valley their 3rd Class B runner-up team finish in the last 4 seasons. The only race Wright did not win this weekend was the one that she had captured each of the last 2 years, the Open 400, and it took a state meet record to get past her. That came courtesy of Hazen's Grace Zimmerman, who put up a platinum time of 56.50 to take the crown. That win was the second of 3 for the Bison senior on the weekend, as Zimmerman would also repeat as 100 champion and win her 3rd straight 200 title en route to being named B-Girls Senior Athlete of the Year. Those individual wins, coupled with another big year in the relays, was enough for the Hazen girls to claim their 4th straight state team championship.
We knew they had the talent coming in, and these girls have been with us for a long time. These girls have been part of all 4 of the state championship. A lot of them haven't. We've just seen them grow and become better and become such great leaders and great teammates that it's kind of fun to just see them be able to basically ice the cake to what they had. So that was great.
Finally, to the boys of Class B, where a number of senior standouts would finish their field careers with state titles. It was back-to-back crowns for Kindred's Dylan Brandt in the pole vault and Milner Winemere Lidgerwood's Luke Forch in the triple jump, while Northern Lights' Dawson Schroeder would capture his 1st state title this year in the shot put. On the track, close races were routine, starting in the 400 with Kenmare Bobel's Jacob Roden just edging Dickinson Trinity's Noah Sickler for the title by 0.4 of a second. Roden would later be on the losing end of an even tighter finish in the 800 as Edgley Colm's Isaac Huber would get the lean and take the win by 0.06 in a photo finish. That victory capped off a tremendous 2 days for Huber, who also captured the mile on Friday and the 2 mile on Saturday, making for a memorable end to his junior season. Another Class B athlete on the winning end of some tight finishes was the Lax Burlington LNC's Josh Knutson, who would just get the better of Watford City's Connor Dennis by 0.04 in the 300 hurdles, with both running times under our platinum record. The pair would go 1-2 in the same order in the 110s as well, while Knutson would also take 3rd in the 200 on his way to being named the B-Boys Senior Athlete of the Year. One of the likely favorites for that award next season is Dickinson Trinity's Caden Kuntz. The junior won the long jump and swept the 100 and 200, providing 30 points to a Titan State title bid that gained steam throughout the weekend. It all culminated with a victory in the 4x4 to secure Trinity's 1st state track title since 2006.
We've been working for this title for the last 5 years, and it just feels really good, and I'm just so proud of our team to be able to do that this year.
Congrats to Caden and to all of our state champions this year. Despite the fact the season started so late, Kelly, 2018 still finished as one of the best years of high school track and field that we have had in recent memory, and it was a joy once again to cover. Big thanks to all of our Midco SN crew for making our coverage possible. Without them, we would not have the meets. We'll see you next year, Track Nation.